We're ranking every Wingstop menu item in the US and the UK. This is the Food Wars tier list.
Before getting into the rankings, let's taste the plain flavor of each chicken type.
Wingstop offers its classic chicken in 3 forms. Bone-in wings. I'd put this on the smaller side for wings. Looks a little bit scrawny. We have boneless wings and chicken tenders.
First, bone-in. They're definitely a lot crispier because they weren't tossed in a sauce, which I do like.
Pretty disappointing, to be honest. It's quite dry, not much seasoning going on. The only thing I really taste is salt.
But just plain wings, look, even for the image, they're sauced. I couldn't even find a picture of unsauced wings online. I gotta say, this is not good.
So just the plain wings on their own, I think can go into C tier. Quick try of the plain boneless wing. I will say these are pretty beefy, actually.
Plain boneless, breaded more, and this is just big chicken nuggets. I don't really get the appeal of boneless, but we'll see.
Reasonably juicy in the middle, could be slightly juicier. Again, lacking a bit of flavor.
If I was gonna go plain for some reason, I'd go boneless over boned. If I had to get wings with no sauce, I think I'd go boneless. So I'm gonna go right on, I still wouldn't. I mean, why would you do that?
Obviously just lacking in flavor, so I think these are a pretty solid B tier.
And of course, chicken tenders. Look at this guy. I gotta say, that's a good crunch.
Joe kind of made fun of me for liking these beforehand, but you know what? I stand by it. These are good. I just think with the shape of these, you get more surface area for the breading to cling to and to get really crispy when they're fried. So I think texture-wise, these actually win out over the boneless nugs.
I don't know, if I was going plain, I'm putting it over here. It is better.
Look, I defended the chicken tenders back when we filmed the first episode, and I'm gonna defend them now. I think these are really good. So I think for me, these are actually an A tier.
Now I'm gonna be doing some of the more classic flavors, starting with mild, going up to atomic. They have lofty ideas, I think, of what is really spicy, but we'll see.
We'll start off with a nice mild one, which is garlic parmesan. Not spicy, just flavor. It's just like fine. I'm not actually getting a ton of the parmesan from that, and I'm only getting a little bit of the garlic.
Can you see that color? Am I in the way? Compared to my paleness? Huh? Mild is an understatement on that one. The cheese distribution on these wings, terrible, not very garlicky, and of course, the flavor's like really bland on that. Yeah, you're getting a D.
It's still like a perfectly fine wing, but I think for the disappointment factor there, I'm actually gonna rank this fairly low. This is going in C tier. Next up, we have Hawaiian. See, that's a slightly better looking wing. It's got some sweetness going on there, bit of fruitiness, and like the faintest little kiss of heat that you've ever felt.
If you like sweetness and a vague pineapple flavor, I would say go for it, but you want wings? I understand that craving. You want to eat a lot of wings? I understand that craving as well. I mean, like sweet wings?
I think for me, the Hawaiian has like delivered on its promise more than the garlic parm has, and it's actually a pretty enjoyable wing. So I think this is gonna go slightly higher. We'll put this in B tier.
I'm gonna go ahead and give it a C.
Next up, we've got lemon pepper. Now I know in America, this is like a classic wing flavor. So let's see how much justice has been done to it by Wingstop. When you bite into that, like the first thing you get is the lemon, really tangy. That kind of then gives way to that pepper flavor in the back. A little bit warming. They're very salty, definitely on the saltier side compared to some other ones that I've tried. But I think there's enough flavor going on there that actually works for it.
I've been critical of lemon pepper. I have not been the biggest fan in the past. Compared to the other ones, this is much better. Yeah, all right. I'm starting to get the appeal. Folks, I'm coming around on the lemon pepper. What is a Food Wars episode but not learning and changing together? I'm gonna go A tier in the lemon pepper. Oh, look at that.
I'm like somewhere between S and A, I think. So I think I'm actually gonna put these on the border. Next up, we have hickory smoked barbecue. I feel like in the UK, barbecue wings are kind of the norm, even more so maybe than like a buffalo wing. You get a little bit of the smoke flavor kind of on the nose, but that pretty quickly gives way to like not much else. Very salty as well, extremely salty.
It feels like it's like half sauced. Yeah, no, I'm not impressed with this at all, actually. This is gonna go down here. It's flavorless.
Haven't really enjoyed that one at all. I actually think this is gonna go into D tier. Next up, it's the Louisiana rub. I have now been to Louisiana, been to New Orleans, I've tried Cajun food. See how these rank up. Again, I think the main thing that just comes through for me there is the salt. These are very salty. I'm not really getting any of those other kind of Cajun Creole spices.
First bite with the crispiness, I'm like, yeah, I like the texture, but not a lot of flavor here. But this has a aftertaste to it that has a bit of spice. I think we'll get into a bit of a spicier area. I love Louisiana, baby, and that is a very good flavor wing. Yeah, Louisiana rub. You're up there with the lemon pepper. You might be the highest one. We're not S tier yet. I want to point out, nothing's unbelievable yet.
These are going into C tier. Next up, we have our spicy Korean wings. Although in the UK, they're called spicy Korean Q, like a Korean barbecue. Those are pretty good, actually. I think in terms of like barbecue flavor, they do a much better job actually than the hickory smoked barbecue. We're also definitely getting more towards the spicier side now as we kind of snake our way through these wings, and I really appreciate the heat on there.
I have to say, I'm surprised by how flavorful that is. Great heat. Man, when does this become an episode of Hot Ones? Whoa, I never thought about that. Wow, you really did your research. Oh, geez. I'm putting spicy in the S, the first S tier, spicy Korean.
I really love these. I don't love them quite that much. For me, I think these are an A. Here we have our original wing. We don't call it original hot. The hot is just kind of implied. This one's okay. It's like better than plain, but not by loads.
Full disclosure alert. We have original hot, and we also have the atomic, or the atomic and the original. I can't tell which is which. So we think that this is the original hot. Yeah, not so bad with the spice. The Wingstop, the original hot buffalo flavor that they have is, I think, very good. Yeah, it's A tier. It's up here.
They might have actually taken the word hot off the menu in the UK because these aren't very hot. They're B/C.
How you holding up, Harry? Too spicy for your British palate?
I'm doing all right, man. Feels like we're on the hot ones gauntlet right now, working our way up to the bomb over here. Next up, we have mango habanero. I'm excited for this one. I can handle my spice, contrary to what some people might believe. And I feel like that sweet and heat combination, when it comes to heat, is one of my favorites. That's a good wing. That's a good wing. The heat kind of builds on you. You get that sweetness from the mango. There is like a distinct mango flavor when you first bite into it. They are quite spicy. These do pack a punch.
Now we've had spicy, we've had sweets. How do they mix together? Yeah, okay. Yo! I don't know if I could go all in 8 or 16 of these. I definitely would want to try. I like this a lot. I'm gonna do half A, half S. I don't know if it's official S tier, but it's pretty close.
I actually think of all the ones I've tried so far, that is my favorite, and therefore it gets the highest honor, goes into S tier. Last but by no means least, it's my old friend, the atomic wing. I think my spice tolerance has probably improved since little baby Harry tried this all those years ago. I'm now gonna do something really stupid, which is attempt to eat the hottest wing on the Wingstop menu, which is the atomic wing. Yep, that's immediate. Oh, man. Deep breaths, Harry, deep breaths. So here we go. It's got some heat. It feels weird analyzing the flavor of a wing that is just designed to be like very spicy. And these are pretty spicy. I'm still feeling the effects of it, and I'm not loving the amount of spice that's there. That's beyond what I would normally order.
It comes on slow. There it is. Ooh, whew. I'm starting to feel it. I think if I was eating just these, I definitely would be in trouble. The atomic, I'm gonna go down here only because it is good. I'd recommend it.
I think that for me, these deliver on their promise of being really spicy and not in like a horribly unpleasant or like unpleasant on the tongue kind of way. Honestly, these can just go into B tier.
Before we continue, let's just do a quick rundown here. Hickory smoked barbecue, not good. Garlic parmesan, not good. There's like some flavor clusters here. It's either like pretty good, below mid, or terrible. I'm looking at this going like there's some that I really love and there's some that I really hate. But, you know, you at home might have a completely different idea for a list, but I bet your list is as wide-ranging as mine. And I'm willing to bet that other people, theirs might even be reversed. So that's actually a pretty good thing. There's something for everyone. Strong opinions abound.
Now we're on to the sauces, which of course means it's time for Sauce Talk Tiny Boy.
There's one thing that Wingstop fans love talking about, is the Wingstop Ranch. I'm so sick of talking about ranch on this show. You know my feelings on ranch. You don't? Here they are. It all tastes the same. Look at this. This is the large ranch. They didn't give us the Wingstop branded cup. I'm not sure why. But I mean, what do you think this is? Is this 16 ounces of ranch? It can't be that much ranch.
Wingstop gets some credit for being one of the few places in the UK to actually offer ranch. It's really not that common on menus over here. I think for Brits who haven't tried it, the closest thing would be kind of like a garlicky mayo crossed with a salad dressing. In terms of the texture, it's actually quite runny compared to a regular sauce, like a ketchup.
Oh, yeah.
It's a really good sauce. I actually like the fact that it's like a bit runnier. I think with wings, boneless wings, that actually works slightly better. You don't want quite as thick a coating when you take a bite.
This ranch is actually very good. Yeah, I wanted to come in here hating it, and the ranch is so good that I actually like it. All you ranch enthusiasts want to roast me in the comments? You're looking at a changed man. Maybe I do understand why ranch is so popular. I'm feeling nice. I'll give it the A tier.
It's going into A tier. One thing I will say is that I hate when influencers and people online take the biggest dunks of ranch you've ever seen. Oh, yeah. Next up, we have the blue cheese. I'm not the biggest fan of just like blue cheese on its own, but I do think in blue cheese dressings is actually pretty good. They generally kind of mellow the flavor out a little bit. It's nice, but I'm really getting like almost no blue cheese tang funk flavor from that.
Me personally though, if I had to pick a dip, I always go blue cheese. I'm a blue cheese boy. People are maniacs. You're on the internet going on and on about Wingstop Ranch. You sleep out blue cheese? That is S-tier blue cheese. That's fantastic. I could drink this. I'm not I do regret doing that.
My guess here is that Wingstop, being a fast food chain, have tried to make a blue cheese sauce here that kind of appeals to the masses. I actually think they've maybe dulled it down too much. I think they could have a little bit more tang going on in there. So I think this will go into B tier. And then finally we have honey mustard. It's actually a really good honey mustard. Definitely stronger on the mustard side than the honey side, which I think is the correct way to do a honey mustard.
Last honey mustard. Look at this. What is this? This is really good. Wow, I'm flipping on the dips. Great flavor, fundamental flaw. I don't think that goes with most things on the menu. Besides dunking your tenders, I don't know if this honey mustard would go with any other of the sauced wings. Sauce doesn't exist in a vacuum, right? You gotta add it to something, right? A sauce exists within the context of all which comes before it. For that, I'm also gonna put it a little lower on the A tier. I'm gonna put it all the way over here, because it is a sauce all on its own.
Honestly, like, I haven't been mind blown by any of these. I think this can also go into A tier.
Let's get into sides. We starting with the seasoned fries. Usually Wingstop fries are kind of mushy, at least these sauced ones are. The non-sauce, just seasoned ones look like normal fries, right? They definitely have more of like a potato-y flavor. Duh, the fries.
Here are the seasoned fries from the UK. I actually do think the fries from Wingstop are pretty good. They got a nice thickness to them, strong potato flavor. I like the seasoning they've put on there. I can't quite make out exactly what it is. I think these are just like solidly B tier.
Yeah, I'm gonna go like, let's just see.
Then we move into the loaded fries, starting with cheesy fries. Decent cheese flavor, but not like super overpowering, which I think is actually a good thing when you have cheese fries.
Cheese fries. Yeah, a little cheese will wake these fries up. Yeah. I mean, doesn't melted cheese just make everything better? Yeah, that's a solid B. They're fine.
I'm gonna actually give these a B/A. Next up we have voodoo fries. With the voodoo fries, you get the cheese sauce, but you also have quite a lot of ranch on there, as well as some of the kind of Louisiana seasoning too. I actually do think the flavors kind of work together pretty well, but I don't think they work together well enough to justify like this just mess of toppings, sauces, cheeses.
Louisiana voodoo fries. A lot of Louisiana stuff on the menu. The rub, the Cajun, now the fries. Okay, I mean, I love Louisiana. Too much going on these fries. That feels like a stomach ache waiting to happen. Yeah, they're going D.
Unfortunately, I think they've just slightly overdone it for me on this one. So for me, these can go into C tier.
Last but not least, Buffalo Ranch fries. I mean, they have the buffalo sauce in the restaurant. They have the ranch. Dump them on the fries. This is like flavor overload, covered in a sauce.
For me, like spicy chips isn't necessarily something that I want. Also, because of the amount of sauce on there, you do get a bit of a soggy issue.
Ugh, put it down here. I just, whatever, right?
These can go into D tier. Pretty closely aligned on the fries, I see, Joe. Great minds think alike.
We do have some exclusive Wingstop flavors here in the US. Now these are all permanent flavors on the menu. Wingstop also does offer some limited exclusive flavors here and there. So we're gonna start with the mildest of mild flavors, the mild. This is the wing of a coward. I'm kidding, it's not. It's as middle of the road as it gets, so I'm gonna put it in the middle of the board. Moving on, we got Cajun. Look at this one, just straight out of the bayou, baby. Oh yeah. Oh, it's got some heat to it. Spicier than it looks for sure, but even has a little spice icon on there. Yeah, I'll put it up right on there. Oy. Last but not least, bam, hot honey rub. Yeah, not bad, nice heat to it. Definitely one for, dipping. I'll go up here. Wingstop, you are very wise to get into this chicken sandwich game. You can get any Wingstop chicken sandwich tossed in any one of their sauces. I went with the original hot. To me, this looks like a chicken sandwich emoji. Look at that bun, right? Because it's tossed in the sauce, it isn't crispy, obviously. Most of the chicken sandwiches are crispy with like a dollop of some sort of like mayo or white sauce, whatever. Also, just okay. I'm gonna go here. Yeah, here.
We don't have a chicken sandwich, but what we do have is a big flavor burger. On paper, this is kind of a cop-out because all they do is take 2 of their tenders and put them in a sandwich. It does get dressed with a few things. There's some mayo on here, a couple of teeny little pickle slices, and a bed of coleslaw. I also went for the original flavor. It's actually not bad, and I think it has surpassed my admittedly quite low expectations. Weirdly, I actually quite like the bread on this. It reminds me of one of those like nice supermarket crusty rolls that you get. I think for me, the burger can actually just go straight into B tier. Now we're on to the exclusive sides, and the UK only has a couple. Firstly, we have sweet potato fries. On many occasions, I have documented my grievances with sweet potato fries, and this is a good example of why I'm not the biggest fan. I go in with an open mind every time, and every time I'm let down all over again. People are gonna say this is my agenda against sweet potato fries, and you know what? You might be right, but these are E tier.
What is this? Cajun fried corn. Again, with the Cajun stuff. Yeah, it does taste good. What else could they do, I guess? I'll put it in the B range.
Next up, we have coleslaw. This is the honey mustard slaw. If I'm being honest, this actually isn't bad. I've had this before. I've had it when it was cold. I'm a little bit apprehensive to try this because it's now been sat in our studio for quite a while. You know what? It's actually not bad. One thing I'll say about this, the texture is good. It's actually got some like crunch to all the vegetables. It's still not like amazing. I think it's just that my expectations were down here and it came in like here. So for me, I think it's a C tier.
Veggie sticks, carrots, and celery. What am I? Celery's great. I'm gonna put it up here, I guess. I don't know. The UK doesn't have exclusive dips. We do. One that we had that I know they ordered was a cheese sauce. We had it on the fries, and I know what cheese tastes like, so no big deal they forgot it. Dipping wings in cheese sauce? Go to jail with that. What are you doing? I'll just put in this forgettable spot right here.
Lastly, we have exclusive desserts. We only have one in the UK, and it's churros. There are some options for these, both in terms of the sauce and also the topping. When it comes to the toppings, you can either pick Oreo crumb or a Biscoff crumb. And when it comes to the sauce, there is a sweet milk icing or there is a caramel sauce. Today, I opted for the Oreo crumb as well as the sweet milk icing, because in my head, that made sense. Those are really good. The fact that we're right at the end of the shoot and I'm very full, but I still kind of want to eat more of these is a very high compliment. You know what? I think we're finishing with a bang. S tier, baby.
Desserts, the triple chocolate chunk brownie, come on. Look at the thickness of this brownie. You kidding me with this? Whoa, last but not least, I'll put the brownie in S tier. That's a great brownie.
All in all, pretty happy with my ratings. It's interesting to me that the main concentration of items is kind of in the C and B tier. I think overall that probably just means that it slightly underwhelmed me today. There weren't that many items on the menu that really kind of grabbed my attention and blew me away.
It's really like heavy in the middle here, and I think this is just the essence of a place like Wingstop. You want something that tastes fine, but you get a lot of it. Wings are like a session food, right? You don't have 1 or 2, you have like 12. But I don't think I could eat a whole 12 of mango habanero or the spicy Korean. So that makes you wonder, what does make an S-tier wing? Its standalone flavor or your ability to eat a bunch of it? And can it be S-tier if it also needs something like a ranch or a blue cheese? Leaving you with more questions than answers, I think, is what great art does.
Now that I've tried every flavor, I do think if I was going for wings, mango habanero and lemon pepper would definitely be up there.
From this, my go-to wing order would probably be either spicy Korean solo, but only like 6 of them. But if I want to do some session eating, I'd probably do the original hot, maybe the Louisiana rub, and I would get the blue cheese. And if I had to get the ranch, I wouldn't be too upset about it. And apparently I'm a brownie head now. Hey, if you enjoyed watching, don't forget to subscribe and let us know what you'd like to see on our channel.